yeah, I got to a point where I decided that I'm not going to conform to societal standards of what a woman's body should look like.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Women With Audacity podcast. I'm your host, Palumi, and today I have one of my gorgeous friends with me, one of my very, very, very close friends with me, Daphne. Hi, Daphne.
Hi, Belumi.
How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Do you want to introduce yourself? Let people know who you are, what
Yes.
you do.
Okay, so like you said, my name is Daphne. I am a realtor. I work with Albert and Wand, and I'm also a student of University of Lagos. So I multitask. I'm very, industrious, if that's the word. I like
You
to,
boss
you
babe.
know,
Like to
try
dip
out.
your fingers in different things.
Yeah, I like to try out a lot of things. So
Mhm.
I think that's a brief introduction.
Yeah, that works. And I think it's perfect because you just being curious enough to try different things, that's one of the things that I've always loved about you.
Mm-hmm.
I've always looked up to about you. You're not afraid to like try anything or go
Never
after
been.
what you want.
Yeah.
When you know you want something, you're laser focused and you're going to try. So I've always loved that about you. We've been friends
Thank
like,
you. All my life, actually. I
yeah,
think
I
I've
was trying to
known
think
you,
about it yesterday. Like, I feel like I've known you since maybe I was 10, 11,
if not less.
if not
Yeah, maybe like,
years.
well, I can't remember. Like, we're
I
actually
can't as
family
well.
friends. So it's been a very long time coming, and
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be here
Yeah. I'm happy to have you
as your
here.
first guest.
Yes, I'm very
I take the
excited about
honor
that.
proudly.
I'm very,
So,
very excited about that. So, today we're going to be talking about self love.
yeah.
And before we go like deep into the conversation, I'm going to ask you a
Hmm.
very deep question that is going to set
Drum
the
roll.
basis for this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Do you love yourself?
Hmm. That's actually a deep question.
Yeah, it is.
And it's very easy to say yes. It's very
Mm,
easy to say yes, but in this time and age, and with a lot of pressure from many aspects of life,
yeah.
I do love myself. Don't get me wrong, I do love myself, but there are
Mm,
days where I question it because you set goals for yourself, you set um targets, and when you don't meet them, you question your abilities to do some things, you
mm-hmm.
question your sometimes you even question your integrity.
Yeah.
So I love myself, but I would actually say that loving yourself is a daily it's something that you set your mind to do every day.
Mm,
And until you get to that point where you don't even need to remind yourself that yes, I love myself. I am where you give yourself affirmations,
mm,
and even when physically or in reality things might not be going so great for you, you still feel love for yourself even though people are around you. Okay, there's also that, like, when the people that you surround yourself with don't always express their love to you, or you question it at times, and then
yeah.
it makes you question yourself. So even if they don't show you that, at least you remind yourself that even if no one loves me, I love myself. So every day you remind yourself that, or you have to tell yourself, okay, I love myself. I'm you know all those words of
Just
affirmation. I
affirm
can't even,
yourself.
they are countless, they're endless. But to your question,
Yeah.
yes, I love myself. i think
Yeah.
i
But
think it's even
every
very easy
day.
to tell because I am confident.
Yeah,
So
very.
I don't think it's easy to be confident if you don't love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So, and many other things, but I just want to keep it short. Yes, I do love myself.
Yeah, so I agree. I feel like it's an everyday process,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But when would you say was the first time that you identified what self love is growing up? Like, when did it hit you that you are somebody that you have to love? Like, rather than just giving the love to the people around you in your family, your friends, or even like romantic relationships or whatever. When was the
Mm.
first time that you identified it with yourself?
I think it's been a long time coming. Probably secondary school,
Mm,
because I would say that my high school period was a bit rough for many reasons, but from like maybe SS1, I started to you know shut out the noise from outside,
yeah.
and work on myself, and
Mm-hmm.
give myself what I wasn't getting from other people.
Mm.
And that kind of made me loner.
Yeah.
And it also made me filter and be very, very specific about the people that I let into my life and that I let close to me,
Mm.
to because I'm very, very guarded. It's, you see me from outside and you think I have a mean face. I have a resting
Yeah.
bitch face. Pardon my French, but I'm actually the nicest person ever. And you wouldn't know that until you get to know me. So
Yeah.
I think it's been a long time coming that I decided to love myself. Like maybe I think I was 13, Ignis is one 12 or 13. And that's when it started. I didn't love myself in junior school. I actually
Why?
didn't. Like I said, it was rough for
Mm.
many reasons, but it got better when I decided to.
So what did that look like? Learning to love yourself in SS1. What were some of the things that you had to do maybe mentally? Were there things that you had to tell yourself? Were there people that you had to stay away from? Like, what were the steps that you took? What happened in that realization process?
I don't remember specifically, but I know it started from outside, being the way I look, the way I
Mm.
carry myself. If
Yeah.
I'm sure if you ask some of my secondary school students, my mates,
You
they'll
went
tell
to
you that I
Queen's
was,
College, by the
yes, I went
way.
to Queen's College.
Yeah.
They'll tell you that I was very proud. I was short. I'm still short, but the way I walk,
You carried
the way I
yourself.
carry myself, the way I talk. So it started from
Yeah.
outside, and because the outside part, actually I would rephrase. It started from inside because
Mm.
if there's a certain level of grace and confidence that you have, a level, I'm not
Mm.
saying that people that don't love themselves can be confident on the outside or cannot look a certain way on the outside. They can, but there's a certain level that you get to that it has to be some work that you've done from inside.
Yeah.
And I think I would say I was just always speaking to myself that to just block out the noise, focus on what I want to do, focus on where I want to get to. Okay, I'm going to school today. I'm not looking at anybody. I'm not thinking about anybody. I'm
Mm.
here to study. I mean, I wasn't the best student, honestly, but I I still passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still passed, and I knew that after school, I didn't want to go to school.
Mm.
I think you know that I didn't want to go to school. I just wanted to go straight to work and start making money. So those were the things that were in my head. I just blocked out the noise from outside and focused on myself,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. And I think that the part about like the bit about blocking out the noise, I
Mm,
think is very important. And I think that is very hard to do that when you're in like your coming of age process,
mm,
when you're in like high school, because high school is, when you said high school was rough, I feel like a lot of people say the same thing.
yeah.
Everybody's experience is unique and different, and they dealt with
Mm-hmm.
a lot differently. But high
Yeah.
school was just generally rough
It was like
for almost everybody.
tumble, fling,
Like,
throw up, throw down.
and so that
Was
blocking the noise out, because I struggled with that, and I feel like you know me very well.
yeah, I
So
do.
you know that throughout high school was, I hated secondary school. Primary school, I feel like was still fun because you're still relatively young. You're not
Mm.
really bothered about,
You've not formed an
yeah, you're
opinion.
not
You're
in an
still.
environment where like you are very aware of your sense of self, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But secondary school is a different like ball game. And I think I struggled with blocking out the noise because it just didn't, I didn't think I had that option to block out the noise, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. Because for me, my own self love didn't kick in until uni, to be honest, until I lost a bunch of weight. I was quite chubby in primary slash secondary school. And it wasn't until I had lost weight that I started having a sense of myself. I started looking at myself as beautiful. And I don't know if you remember this. There's one core memory that I have where I hated myself so much. I think we were in church one evening for practice or something.
I remember.
And I ran out and I was crying. And I was like, I can't look myself in the mirror. I hate what I see. I hate my body. And I just felt I genuinely hated myself so much. Like sometimes when I think about it, it's so sad, but like I hated myself so much. And in that moment, like everything, a lot of things contributed to that self hate. people's comments about my weight, whether I was family, people in school, your peers, and mostly boys. Because for me, it was mostly boys that bullied me
Yeah.
verbally in school, not girls. So blocking out that noise is, you said it that you were laser focused. You told yourself every day, okay, I'm going to school. I know what I want. But that couldn't have been easy. I'm sure there were times when maybe somebody said
Of
something
course.
that
Countless
like
times.
hit. So can you give an example of how you might have managed such situation where you were laser focused? You got to school that day, you were confident as usual, and somebody just said something that hit.
Mm, I can't really remember or pick one specifically, but I
Mm-hmm.
can generalize and say that when people say things, because even till now, forget about secondary school, till now, people still say things. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I was running for a post in school in Unilag, and the election period was vicious, if that's the word
Mm-hmm.
to use for it. Because, okay, so I wasn't very active. People used to say I was proud, I don't talk to people, I just come and I go. And when I decided to contest for that position, they were like, who is she? Where did she come from? Why does she think she deserves it? And every single day that I wake up, they were bashing me. I'm not talking about small bashing. They bashed me body wise,
But
mentality
why? Like
wise.
somebody that you don't even know.
They bashed me every single day. And, you know, I knew these things were not true. Because, for example, you come and tell me that my okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but I don't wear bras. I don't know if that's TMI, but I
That's just a
because
choice thing.
yeah, because yeah, I got to a point where I decided that I'm not going to conform to societal standards of what a woman's body should look like. So if I decide not to wear a bra and you think, oh, my breast looks a certain way, or you're affected some type of way because you can see my prints,
Yeah.
that's your problem, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, they took that and they said, oh, my boobs are falling. Um, or is it them saying that I'm proud that I have money, or them saying that I follow men? What did they not say? They said from beginning to the end, but I wasn't moved. I didn't say one, and this went on for 1 month, the entire election of what they call it, campaign period. They bullied me every single day, but I didn't say one single word until one day I think I was just like, nah, this is just too much. And then I sent like an episode explaining. I just said a lot and I was polite. I didn't even abuse anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But aside the address that I sent to them regarding the election and all of that, blocking out the noise was, you know, telling myself that what they said or what they thought did not matter because I know who I am. So if what they were saying was true, that's another story entirely. But it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't, so it didn't matter. And then if it was actually true, it still did not matter because I'm living my life and they're living theirs.
Yeah.
So what they think or what they thought
Mm-hmm.
didn't matter. So yeah,
Yeah, and I just thought to say something. The whole thing that you said
basically.
about like them saying stuff about you and your choice not to wear like a
And
bra
my
and stuff.
body.
I don't know why that thing is very like, it's very much a problem, especially in Nigeria. Because sometimes on like Twitter, I'll be scrolling through my feed and I'll see this beautiful girl that has posted a beautiful picture.
Mm.
And then if you go through like the replies and stuff, you see people like making jokes about like her boobs, like referring to it as like slippers or saying that's the red sea or something very stupid.
I also have that experience. Like you post something and then they think you're posting it for them. Oh, are you a prostitute? Oh, why are you exposing your breasts? Oh, why you how is it any of your business? But the thing is, for social media, when you put something on social media, you should be ready for
Backlash.
yeah some consequences because people, not everybody is good. There are good people and there are bad people out there. There are
Yeah,
trolls. There are
first.
people that hate themselves, so they will take it out on you.
Mm,
So you should always expect that, but always remember that what they think doesn't matter. They're just you just picture someone in the shabbiest of places, even texting behind their phones, trying to make another person feel as
yeah,
bad as they
because they probably
feel,
can't say it to your face.
even if they do.
Mm,
There are times that people have called me a prostitute to my face. I don't even see about markets before
They'll just
because you don't
already
answer
call you a
them.
prostitute.
Yes, they'll tell you they have their type at home.
I hate it when
They'll tell you
men say that thing.
is your body gold or what's there in your body. I don't even want to be too vulgar, but I've heard the worst, and I'm sure so many people have had that experience. So trust me, it doesn't matter.
That's just terrible.
It is.
Because not everybody is this like not everybody is as confident or as
Mm-hmm.
strong to like wave it off.
Mm-hmm.
So
No,
that's
I do
terrible.
understand that, and I tell my close circle every day that because you have the strength to do something doesn't mean another person or the next person has the
Yeah.
capabilities to withstand the things that
Mhm.
you have.
Mhm.
That's why people's experiences are always different
Yeah.
because of how they handle it.
Yeah. And there was something that you said of how like people, some of these people that like bash other people, it comes from a place of self hate
Most times,
from them. So people mostly like project their like insecurities
yeah.
on you.
Now, aside insecurities, there are people that are just mean. Even if they're not insecure
They're
about
just
it,
mean
you see some
spirited.
very, very confident people and they're just mean. They just don't want you to make you, they don't want to make you feel good. But if you look at it well, it comes from a very, very deep rooted place of insecurity, actually.
Mm.
Place of, I don't know, trauma, or you just can't. Well, to be honest, some people are born with it, I won't lie. Because there are
Mm.
some stories I've seen that, because when you see this secondary school bullying and you know that we see on social media. I don't want to mention any schools in
Yeah.
particular, but how does a 10-year-old
Mm.
or someone less than that think of such vile things to do to your fellow human being?
Yeah.
I just have to believe that that child was born with it because no way. So yeah, some people are just born with it. They're just wicked, honestly.
So that just goes back to your point about like blocking out noise and
Mm-hmm.
realizing that some people, for some people, it's either the way they are
Mm-hmm.
naturally, or for some people, they're just projecting their insecurities on you.
Yes.
And until they can address their own insecurities, they are
And their
going to
own
keep on
flaws.
bashing people. And
Yeah.
that's so sad because instead of you to live your best life and enjoy it,
They're
you
focusing
spend
on
like,
other people.
yeah, you spend your time focusing on other people, focusing on how to drag like next woman down or next man down. And that's just terrible.
And you don't know how good it feels to be good. Like
Yeah.
it takes so much energy to have
Mm-hmm.
hatred and malice and negative. It drains you. And but when you feel love, and in fact you don't have to feel love, just don't feel anything,
Yeah.
because you don't have it's hard to love everybody that you come across here, but
Yeah.
just
You
don't
can't
feel
like
anything.
everybody, to be fair.
It's not possible.
You can't
But
like everybody and you can't
just
be
be
liked by
free
everybody.
spirited,
Mm-hmm.
open hearted. There's nothing to this life, because at the end of the day, when you die, that's the end. You don't even know if you're going
Literally.
to
And
actually
you
you don't
can be
even know
gone
if you're
just
going
like
to
that.
heaven or hell. So what's
There's that as well. But
human
yeah,
beings these days is very hard. It's
it
very,
is.
very
And
hard.
it takes so like you said, it takes so much energy to be hating on somebody. And at the same
I
time,
mean,
being insecure is quite draining. Like because if you think about it, everybody has
imagine the
insecurities.
anxiety.
Yeah, you're now adding like being a hater on top of it. That's just
I don't
terrible.
know how people deal with that, but
But people do. So what would you say are some of like the ugly parts about learning to say like learning to love yourself? Like what are some of the parts that are not so easy? We've talked about like affirming yourself, reminding yourself of who you are, probably just taking care of yourself, like your outward appearance and all of that. But what are some of like the ugly parts of like self love?
I would say, so for you to love yourself, you have to first identify the things that you hate about yourself.
Mm,
So, okay, pointing out your insecurities, admitting and accepting them.
yeah.
That I would say is because, you know, let's take someone that's had an ugly past and maybe has killed, maybe someone that's gone to jail
Mm,
and is out now and wants to go on the path of self love. You have to first forgive yourself for the things that you've done in the past. And that takes facing it up front and saying, yes, I did this. And it takes a lot.
Mm.
I know, because I'm saying this because I know and I've experienced it. I've had to, accept some things about myself and know that yes, that was in my past.
Yeah.
That's gone. It doesn't define who I
Who you
am.
are.
Or is it, where I'm coming from? It doesn't define who I am or where I'll get to. So I think self-love, one of the ugly parts is, looking at it head on and saying that yes, this is who I was, and
Mm.
these are my insecurities, these are my flaws. I don't like, maybe I don't like this part of my face, I don't like my teeth, I don't like
Yeah.
my height. Do you know how many times people say, "Oh, I'm so short"? I don't care about it. I'm sure there was a time in my life that I didn't like my height. I don't remember, to be honest. Like,
Mm.
but today, I don't care. Literally, I say it with pride. I'm 5'4". I'm short, and there's nothing wrong about it. Like,
Yeah.
because we can't all be the same, and there's no standard that
Mm-hmm.
everybody has to be the same. It's not possible. Even people that are shorter than me, it's okay. It's okay to be a woman and to be 6'3". It's okay
Yeah.
to be a man and be 5'2".
Mm-hmm.
That's short, but
I'm screaming. You said that short.
four
Disclaimer,
two,
that's
but
actually short. Just dragging short people like
no,
that.
no, 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 no. I'm part of them now. But the point is, you have to,
Embrace your
accept,
uniqueness.
yes,
Yeah, I get
embrace
it.
it, and it takes a lot. Like, it takes a lot of work.
A lot. Emphasis on the work. An emphasis on the a lot.
Nah, it takes a lot. So I
It
think that's
does.
that's the ugly part. That's the ugly part,
Just
because
having to accept.
the mental journey is hard, and there's also people on the outside. It takes a lot to block out that noise, like you said, because you
Yeah.
said you didn't have a choice. That's why I say it was hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
So I think you've experienced it too. So that's probably what I'll say is the only part.
Yeah. I think I agree as well. It's just that having to face yourself and accept that look, my face is not as like clear as the other person's, and
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. I'll work on
Yeah,
getting the like clear skin as long as I'm making
exactly.
an effort. But you're
Exactly.
just going to have to accept what you look like or whatever quality it is that doesn't sit right with
Exactly.
you.
Like that, the example you gave, someone that has like a face full of acne, and maybe because of PCOS and all of
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
you can't help it. But yes, you're on the journey to becoming better. But
Mm-hmm.
take, for example, some a friend sees you and she's like, "Oh, what happened to your face? Why is your face like
Mm-hmm.
this?" Those kind of things. Like,
Yeah,
when you think you're here, then someone comes and says that kind of thing,
and just drags you back
and you're
down.
back here.
Yeah, I think I've experienced that because I'm wearing makeup now
Mm-hmm.
and I have like dark spots, which
Mm-hmm.
have thankfully kind of faded out.
Mm-hmm.
But I just remember when I would go to like the salon and I'll be making my hair and different customers will come. And some of them will even go as far as like touching your face. And like, oh my God, what are you using? What happened to you? And I'm just like, do you think I don't have a mirror in my house and I don't know what
Exactly.
I like look like?
That's one thing. If you know me, you can never do. You can't touch my face.
Nah, it's crazy.
So, but people are disrespectful, and they don't know boundaries. They just talk and
No,
act without
people,
thinking.
especially people here in Nigeria, boundaries, that doesn't exist.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't exist. In
Yeah,
different
you hear
settings, it doesn't
aunties
exist.
and mothers and fathers saying, "Oh, when will you marry? Oh, when will you do this? Oh, when will you do that?" Do you know the kind
Zero
of life I'm living?
boundaries.
Do you know my struggles? Do
And
you
they don't
know,
care.
when you even say married, do you know the kind of men that are out there as options
Listen,
to marry? Let's not even
that's
talk
a
about.
whole different
Let's not even talk about
conversation
the men
for
in
another
Nigeria.
day.
That one,
That's a
please. I
whole
must be here when
different
you're having that conversation.
that's a
I will
whole different
bash them and tear
conversation.
them into shreds. But let's move on.
So let me now ask, how has your self-love like influenced the relationships that you've been in, or how has it impacted your relationships? And when I say relationships, I don't just mean like with like men that like you dated or anything, like with your
Yeah.
friends and your family.
For friends, the people closest to me, I
Mm.
think they would say that I'm intentional about them. And they would also say that I'm very forgiving. Forgiving is not even the word, because most times I don't even take offense at all with my friends. With other
Mm.
people, maybe. But with my friends,
That's
everything
surprising
is
though.
okay. Yeah.
That's very surprising.
Why did you say
Why?
surprising?
Because I feel like your friends, the people that you keep around you should be
Mm-hmm.
people that, should like support you,
Mm-hmm.
love you. They shouldn't have like bad energy. And friends are people that are constantly around for the most part, some of them at least.
So, but they're human. They're my friends. We're close, but they're still human. They'll have flaws. They'll make mistakes. They'll do things to upset you. Even your parents, even your sisters, like your siblings.
Mm-hmm.
My mom upsets me still. So them being my friends does not mean that they won't do things to make me feel a certain way.
Mm,
So, but I let a lot of things slide. Like I don't even take offense to it. But that's because I've understood, like I've come to a level where I know that these things are just things. They don't matter. Like you can
yeah.
actually get past it. I know some people that the slightest things they're off.
Mm,
But now don't get me wrong. I can go off with other people,
mm,
but I've created that boundary for people that are close to me and people that I love. Random people, in fact, if you ask them to describe me, they'll tell you that I'm fire and I'm actually fire.
yeah.
I don't take rubbish. But from my friends, there's no noise at all, except, and it's not a case where I'm quiet, and one day I'll explode. No,
Mm,
I don't do that. Like, I actually let it slide and it's gone.
mm,
And that comes from a place of self love because if you've not, worked on yourself so much, if you're not at a certain stage, you won't be able to, you know, express that kind of thing to other people if you've not
yeah.
even done it for yourself. But
Yeah.
I love them so much that they can do no wrong.
Mm,
So yeah, basically, and it goes for my romantic relationships as well. I can't do anything. The people that have dated me, they'll say so.
mm.
I'm very kind to them. I'm kind to other people too, but I'm the best girlfriend.
Ah,
They'll
wow.
say it.
All right. Okay. I agree.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've had conversations about like some of your other friends and
Mm-hmm.
some of the situations that you've been in. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But you're always this zen and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, no, you don't you. And I'm just like, I don't
Remember the story
understand.
I told you about the fight I had with my
Yeah.
friend, and it's it was something important to me that actually triggered me. Like that's why I said most of these things are just things. They are tiny things that you can actually let slide. But when you do
Mm,
extreme things, things that shakes the foundation of our
yeah. That breaks
friendship.
that trust.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So, but after the fight happened, remember I'd let it go. Like
Mm,
as soon as I had expressed myself, that was the end. And
yeah.
even with the fact that she was the one that offended me, I still apologized to her countless
Yeah.
times. And that shows that even if I explode sometimes because I am human,
Mm,
I still go back to that zen, if I can use the word, that zen mode, and I'm
mm,
just like, it really doesn't matter at the end of
yeah.
the day. But I will explode sometimes because I'm human, and that's okay.
Mm,
Coming back from it is the most important thing, and I always do. I always
yeah.
come back from it.
Okay. So I think some things that I have realized from this conversation is that you love yourself for
Mm-hmm.
sure, even though it's a process that you have to like work on every day.
Yeah,
You're also very self secure and you have the audacity to do whatever it is that you want to do. You've
definitely.
done that since I've known you. Different
Yeah.
things,
Mm-hmm.
and even from the way you express yourself, the way you articulate yourself, it's obvious that you've worked
Yeah, I have.
on yourself. Okay, so there's this thing I like to do with my guests where I hand them a piece of paper
Okay.
and I'd ask him to write words of encouragement or a nice little cheeky message for my next guest. Then I'm going
I'm
to read
happy
it
to
out.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here you go. Let me hand you a pen. I don't know. I feel like your message is going to be very sweet.
Very likely. Okay.
All right. So if you can just fold that and drop it in
Go
here.
this way.
Thank you very much.
Tune it out. Okay, let me
Scream.
just pull a little bit
Yeah,
more.
that works fine. Thank you very much. So it's been very lovely having you. This conversation, the conversation that we have off camera
Yes,
when
all
we're
the time.
catching up.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say thank you.
You're welcome. I'm
And
happy to be here
I love you.
very much.
And keep having the audacity to do you because you're inspiring me. And I'm
Oh,
sure you're inspiring the women around you.
I hope
So
so.
thank you for coming. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Women with Audacity podcast. Let me know if you learned anything. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and share. Bye.